Welcome back to another unboxing video where I make old family recipes. Today's recipe is Martha's Drop Cookies. So I picked this recipe because I wanted to make cookies and these sounded pretty simple. And then I read how many ingredients there are and they take up a good like 2/3 of my counter space, like just the ingredients. So I don't know what these are going to taste like. It has like your normal stuff like sugar, butter. It says lard, but butter, milk. I need to get the milk out. But the thing has things like cocoa, coconut, cinnamon, and cloves, nuts and raisins. So it did not say what kind of nuts. So I was like, okay, what kind of nuts would I like in a cookie? And so I went with almonds, simply because I like almonds. And I think those would be a little easier to eat than like walnut chunks or pecan chunks. And like I said, I just like almonds. Would have gotten cashews if I could have found any, but I also like cashews are expensive. Almonds are expensive, but cashews are expensive. So without much further ado, I'm gonna get started on this massive recipe. I've got my baking sheets ready and my cooling rack, and the oven is being heated to 350. Yeah, 350. There was nothing listed on the recipe card, but I'd rather have it at 350 and cook it for longer than have it higher and have them burn on me. Because if they burn on me, I'll never know if they're good. And I also don't want to burn anything. I have a bad track record with that. Very energetic today. I don't know why, but here we are. Let's get started. Now you can let me move the sugar. Now you can really see how many things are in this. And there's like flour and my butter's over here. So step one is to mix. That's all we gotta do. So I'm just gonna go down the card. So I'm gonna sit there so I can read it. And add things in. Oh! I got way too much. Oh, that's not too bad. I guess the more accurate thing to say is that I got a lot on the counter. But that's okay. I can clean that up. Part of baking is getting messy. There's like a cloud of sugar dust. 1 cup of brown... Woo! Woo! Why is it so like... It's permeating the atmosphere. 1 cup of brown sugar. There's so many things here, you can't even see what I'm doing. Trying to move stuff out of the way. I am packing my brown sugar. All right, let's get a little more. That's probably... All right, 1 cup brown sugar. Next is 1 cup of lard. Again, don't have lard, but I found a conversion that it's like for every cup, it's a 1.25 cups. So 1 stick is 1/2 cup, 2 sticks is a cup, and then 1/2 stick is 1/4, and I'm done with that box. All right. That's a little better. The 1/4 is definitely done. Ooh. Come on. Okay, there we go. I might put these in a little longer. Perfect. There we go. Where they're a little squishy. They might be a little too squishy, but they're not melted per se. What? Whew. They are slick. And there's... two. All right, what's next? After our lard, we have our 2 eggs, which I have right here in our little bowl. And don't roll away from me, buddy. There's 1. Good thing it's just me here. You are also okay. All right. Next on the list is 1 cup of milk. It says sour or sweet, so I'm just gonna use this whole milk that I bought for the cake the other day, last week. I'm not sure if she means like sweetened condensed milk or any sort of extra sweet milk, but I'm just going to assume it's regular milk. So we'll need a cup of that. Good stuff. So I'm gonna mix this up a little bit. No. I didn't know where to put the milk in my fridge because my fridge is kind of full. I'm gonna mix this up a little bit because if I don't do this now, it's gonna get harder later. So let's get a mix in. Most of the bigger chunks out. I'm gonna set this off to the side, not away, but off to the side. So if I need it again, I can just grab it. So I think the last thing I want to add is the flour and then like the add-ins, because I want to keep an eye on this butter, and I'm worried that if I add all the flour, I won't be able to keep track of it. So for now, we're not going to add the flour, and we're not going to add the nuts and the raisins, but we are going to add our 3 tablespoons of cocoa. 1, 2, 3. Again, I have no idea what this is supposed to taste like. I don't know if I've ever had cookies like this. Oh, that immediately changes things. Now I need half a teaspoon of salt. So we'll get out my 4th. Half a teaspoon. Salt's over here. Half a teaspoon of salt. Speaking of salt, this is entirely random, but speaking of salt, for one of my classes last year, I read salt, or is it just called salt? Or it's also called Carol. It has, like, it's this cult classic. It's got a movie named after it. I don't remember what the name was. Hot take, I guess. I hated the book. Whatever, this is not book reviews. Alright, what's next? After the salt, where's my cinnamon? I was lucky enough to find, I don't have cinnamon. I have cinnamon sugar, which is something completely different, but I don't have cinnamon, and I was lucky enough to find a very, very small thing of cinnamon, which I think is going to be a steal. Just what I need. So I have a little bit, just a little bit, that's all I really need. How much of this do I need? I need half a teaspoon. Teaspoon cinnamon. And I'm also going to add in the other sort of spice while I'm here, which is half a teaspoon of cloves. I got ground cloves because there were whole cloves, but I did not know which one was better. I'm gonna wash that off the lid. Oh wow. Yeah, I can really smell that. Cloves cloves smell like both Christmas and incense. So take that for what you will. So yeah, this is where it kind of gets interesting, I guess, because I get cinnamon, I get like coconut, get cocoa, but I do not understand cloves. Put these back on my spice cabinet. Yeah, so the cloves are what really get me. I have no idea how that's going to affect the recipe. I want to like this recipe, and I think one of the biggest things is I'm putting raisins in because that's what the recipe says. I'm trying to be as authentic to the recipes as I can be. But I think if I like these, I might just take out the raisins in the future, simply because I don't like raisins. All right. The next thing is our baking soda and our baking powder. Let's start with our baking. Actually, that's gonna drive me mad. Let's start with our baking soda. I need 1 teaspoon of this. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, nice and level. This goes back up here. Oh, did not mean to slam that. And then 1 heaping teaspoon. The way she wrote that makes me upset. 1 heaping teaspoon of BP baking powder. That's pretty heaping. So, this goes here. I've had it in my spice cabinet, but I don't use it as often. Alright, so now the only things we had to add are the flour and all the add-ins. So let's mix this up. Try and get the last of those butter clumps out of here. I might break out the whisk again. I might have to put on some music, like put on some headphones and put on some music because, whoa, my brain is moving faster than my hands. I need to distract myself. Hello, headphones. You better stay ready to pair. Alright, back to these cookies. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add in some flour slowly, a little bit at a time, because, yes. Now we're getting that dough-like consistency. And still more clumps of butter. So, here comes the fun part. Fun because I don't know how much of all this I need to put in. So, I'm not going to put all these raisins in. No. But I think I will put all the coconut, all the almonds in. And then, let's see here. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to use this to kind of measure out how much these are. And then make about the same with the raisins. Because I don't... For me, I would not put any raisins at all. But we're following the recipe. Actually, I should probably stir a little longer so I know. So, this is what our dough looks like. Let me go grab a pan. So, we have established by now that my cookie scoop is kind of terrible. So instead, I'm going to grab one of my bigger spoons and kind of just do heaping little piles. I think I'm going to do a dozen to a tray first, and then we'll see how it goes from there. So it's been 10 minutes. They have exploded. I don't think they're done though. Like, not at all. Not even close. So I think, first of all, these might be too big down here. I think I'm gonna give them another, yeah, you're not done either. Maybe 2 more minutes. That should finish cooking them. I heard someone in the hallway. This should be enough. And then I'll put the next batch in and then come back when they're nice and cool and I can do a taste test. Sound good? Good. Because you're not in control here. Hello. It's also been maybe about an hour. I had to go, I went to run some errands, drop something off by a friend's house, but I have 3 cookies here. One from each batch, which was not intended, but I was like, well, I want one's a different size. So this one on top is from the last batch. They're honestly some of the ugliest cookies I have ever laid eyes on. You could see that the bomb fell off of this one. You can kind of see all the chunks in it. So I don't know what to expect from these, but let's just try it. It's not bad. It's a really interesting sensation because, like, it tastes like chocolate. You can taste the chocolate, but it's not sweet like most cookies. That's some coconut. It's pretty. I think I said earlier spicy. Like, not hot spicy, but the cloves or something. I don't mind the coconut. I think I would try maybe pecans or walnuts Because this is more of a savory cookie than it is like a sweet cookie. I would take out the raisins. I just don't like raisins. It also kind of tastes like a holiday cookie. Not like, kind of like gingerbread or ginger snaps. It's obviously not gingerbread. It's just kind of a weird, it's a specific taste. But not a bad one. Just like, how do I explain this? This is not the kind of cookie where you could like eat a bunch of them all at once. Like, I'm probably only gonna have these 3. But it's pretty good. It's weird. Not weird. Specific is the only word I can think of. It's a very unique taste. I don't know if I've had a lot of cookies like this. I'm trying to place where I've had something like this before, and I can't really put a finger on it. I know I'm making a lot of faces, but it's not a bad cookie. It's just like, it's kind of what I expected, but it's also hard to describe. Yeah. Well, that was this level. That was this episode of unboxing. This is the 9th episode. Next week will be the 10th episode. I have something special planned for that one. It won't be a recipe. It'll be a short kind of like explanation of the channel and my thought process going into it. So if you have any questions or comments you want me to read, you can leave them down below, or you can go on Twitter. And I'll be sure to include anything that you guys write. Maybe not anything. Include things that are interesting and appropriate. So thank you so much for watching, and feel free, I almost said feel free not to interact, but I kind of want you to interact with this one. Feel free to leave comments below about any questions or comments you have about the channel. I will talk about them in the next video as a special, like, it was supposed to be the 10th episode, but things happened in between. I really impulsively made butterscotch, and Annie and I had some fun. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week with a new episode. Bye!